Good evening, room 207 students. How are you doing? I hope you had a good day today. It was a beautiful day out there today, nice and sunny. I'm here to read your nightly read aloud, the next chapter in Crenshaw. And we're on chapter 22. And yesterday we did some inferencing, and today we're going to continue doing inferencing. And when you infer, you think about what the author wants you to know, but doesn't tell you in the text. Okay, and I'm going to model that for you. We're going to think about making inferences and thinking about putting ourselves into the character's shoes and thinking how the character feels and what the character might be thinking that the author doesn't tell us. And that is a trick that authors use to help build empathy, help build your empathy for the character and the scenes and the things that he's going through. Okay, and so we're going to try and do that and model that for you. Okay, here we go, chapter 22. And remember, this chapter is also in flashback, so Jackson is talking about the past when they first became homeless. Right? You ready, Rossi? Right, here we go. I didn't think much about the cattail windshield wiper for a while. Things were so weird, I guess I didn't want to add any extra weirdness. Our first night in the minivan was kind of fun. We drove to a park near the Golden Gate Bridge. So here you can infer that the Golden Gate Bridge, that's in California, so in San Francisco. So now you get a little idea of where Jackson lives in the setting. And also earlier in the book, Crenshaw was surfing. So now you can put the beach in San Francisco and those together and get a better visual of where Jackson lives, the setting. A man had a telescope to look at the sky, and he showed us the Big Dipper and Orion. Across the water, the lights of San Francisco covered the ground like lazy stars. So they're in California, in San Francisco. We were going to just sleep in the parking lot, but a security guy knocked on the window. He told us we had to get moving, and then he waved his flashlight around like a Star Wars lightsaber. So go ahead and think about how that would feel if you were in Jackson's place right now. If you were in a car and with your sister and your parents and you just left your apartment for a month so you can save some money, and it's your first night out sleeping, and someone knocks on the window, bam, 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 and wakes you up, tells you to keep moving. How would that make you feel? And that's how you build that empathy for Jackson. You know, you build an understanding for his feelings. We drove to a Denny's restaurant. That's open 24 hours. My mom knew one of the cooks, and he asked the manager if we could park there for just one night. He said yes, and even let us have some pancakes that were too burnt for the customers. We had more burnt pancakes in the morning. By then, everybody was grumpy and sore. Only Aretha was in a good mood. She loves pancakes. My parents didn't have any work scheduled that day, so we headed to the public library to kill time and wash up. My mom and dad took turns staying outside with Aretha. It's dangerous to leave a dog in a hot car. The library had air conditioning and soft chairs. The bathrooms were clean, which was a nice plus. I never used to think about things like, is a bathroom clean or not? Whenever I took a bath, my mom would say, "Here comes Hurricane Jackson," because I made such a mess. All right, so you're going to think about making those inferences, putting yourself in Jackson's shoes right now. When he's going into the bathroom and he notices that the bathroom is clean, and he's starting to think about how he was not always the cleanest person in the bathroom, but now has a different view on it. So think about how that would feel. One of my favorite bath experiments is about something scientists call buoyancy. We learned about that in liquids and solids. Will it float? is what I call it. It can get a little messy, but it's very interesting. For example, if you drop a mostly full bottle of ketchup in the tub, it will not float, but it will make the water an awesome color. He's mixing his liquids together to see what will happen, just like we did in science. It will also annoy your mom. Okay, now you can think about how mom feels when she walks into the bathroom and there's red in the bathtub. First she might be afraid, thinking it might be blood, and then she might be angry, right? We stayed at the library most of the day. The librarian in the children's department even shared her sandwich with Robin and me. She had Ritz crackers too, and she gave all of those to Robin. After all, Robin decided she was going to be a librarian. After that, Robin decided she was going to be a librarian when she grew up. If the animal scientist thing doesn't work, I might become a librarian too. Okay, and that's it for tonight. Rossie's shedding. He's losing his winter coat. Tomorrow I'll read you chapter 23. There's a little picture of Crenshaw. Maybe Crenshaw will show up in this book. Maybe every time the cat's on there, he comes into the chapter. And once again, when you do your own independent reading, I want you to go ahead and make those inferences as you read. Try and put yourself into the character's shoes, they say. You can't really do that, but you can think about what it would feel like to be that character in the story right now. And that helps you develop empathy for the character. Okay? All right? Have a good night.